What is going on, YouTube? This is Fight on 5-2, also known as James. I am doing a video response for Packerscorner. He's doing a contest, and he asked us to talk about our favorite team, when they were established, and our first name, our real name, and the biggest bonehead move that your team has made. And I think that's all the questions that he wanted. And he wants you to make a video response, which I'm doing now. Sorry you guys are getting the view of my feet and the kids playing. But anyway, I think it's a really cool contest idea. Even though I hate talking about the specific bonehead move by my favorite team, especially to a Packers fan. My favorite team is the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm gonna say that that's my favorite team just because it's my favorite professional team. I actually enjoy college football more, but I do like the NFL as well, and so I'm gonna go with the Minnesota Vikings as my favorite team. And they were established in 1961. Mila, don't shoot your brother. 1961, and their biggest bonehead move. I guess there's been like a few big ones. The first one that comes to mind is signing Brett Favre, who I absolutely hate, and hated then, hate now. But there's Minnesota Vikings fans that would disagree with me, and they enjoyed the good year that we had with Brett Favre, but I really hated it. I just hate looking at the guy, and I just really hate Brett Favre. But anyway, you could also talk about when the Minnesota Vikings during, I forget what draft it was, but it was in the 90s. I think it was mid-90s. They were doing, I guess it was late 90s. I'm not sure. I can't remember, but during the draft, it was time for the Vikings to put in their pick, and they just plain didn't do it. They couldn't decide who they wanted, and several picks went by because the Vikings took too long to make their pick, which was really frustrating for a Vikings fan. You know, you get excited for the NFL draft, and you get excited for your team's pick, and they're just not picking people, and other good players are going off the board, and your team's still trying to figure out what they're doing. It doesn't give you a lot of confidence in what your team's trying to do, but they actually ended up picking someone who was better than the guys that were picked in the time being when they were trying to figure out what they were doing. So in the long run, it didn't actually end up hurting them. I think the biggest bonehead play, or the bonehead move, I should say, that the Vikings did was in 1989. The Minnesota Vikings, they signed Herschel Walker. They got Herschel Walker in a trade with the Dallas Cowboys. And at the time, it seemed awesome. It seemed like a blockbuster deal. Herschel Walker was amazing at the time. had some big years with the Dallas Cowboys. And Mila, stop shooting your brother. And so it seemed pretty good, but they gave up a lot to get him, and they gave up a lot of really good draft picks. I think it was a first, a second, and a third round pick in the 1990 draft, which the Cowboys ended up using those picks to get names like Darren Woodson and some guy you guys might have heard of, Emmitt Smith, who they kind of panned out. So, and then Herschel Walker kind of fizzled out. He was still a good back, don't get me wrong, but he never was that 1,000-yard rusher that the Vikings were hoping to get. So, Mila, stop shooting your brother. So I would say that was their biggest bonehead move, was picking up Herschel Walker and giving up the chance at Emmitt Smith and some other big names that came out in 1990. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, great contest. Packerscorner, guys. I'll throw his link below. And you guys should definitely sub to him if you haven't already, even though he is a Packers fan. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching, and peace.